Hello and welcome to this review of Photo Vibrance. And before we start getting into the review, I'm going to show you something I made really quickly with Photo Vibrance. So here it is. Now, Photo Vibrance is a PC and Mac piece of software, and the idea is it transforms photos from still images into moving images with really not that much effort. Now, I have come across this before, and it's been a product by Corel, I think, called Photo Mirage, and I've used that, but I've never done a full review of it. So when I saw this, I was really interested. I paid approximately $40 for it, and you can get a commercial version for $50. That isn't the final price because you will be charged tax on top of that as well, so just bear that in mind. So when we launch the product, we land in this sort of dashboard. We can import images, we can search stock images, or we can open projects. We've got tutorials, support, and we can log out. What's really good about this is you can use stock images. If we look at this picture here, which also features in one of the tutorials, it's very unlikely you're going to get to go to a waterfall, whereas maybe someone else has and it's on stock photos. So now we're going to start and we're going to search stock images. So like a lot of software at the moment, you can search through Pixabay and Pexels only for still images. Something like this image here is going to work so much better than something like this. You need elements that would be moving or you would expect to be moving within your image. You can also search, which is tremendously useful, and the search is quite quick. So if I type fashion, we get pictures back, and you can see there's some really good pictures here. So I really like this image. I think this is going to be really good. I'm going to move this up because I want to start from the top. So now what we have to do, we have to put anchor points around, and we can use paths or single. A path goes like this, and this is how it works. So I'm going to go to single, and I want the face not to move. So I'm going to very quickly go around here. And okay, so I've defined my area. Now the movement happens in this area, and the movement happens with arrows. So you should really use a short arrow and lots of them. If I use a long arrow, movement occurs for the whole of the path. So what's good is we can put our arrows out and we can play it to see what happens. So you can see that doesn't look very good, not at all. And we can change the speed, but yeah, that doesn't look very good. So I'm going to stop it. So I'm going to use my arrows again, and I'm going to put in smaller arrows. I think the smaller the better, really. So this can take quite a long time. Surprise, surprise. It's quite good to get things moving in just random directions as well. So it feels like the more random, the better. Try and keep them small. I always try and just mix up the lengths as well if I can while keeping them small. Mix up the directions. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press play. And you can see that gives a much better effect. I'm going to stop that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back once I've done everything. So now I put lots and lots in, and what I'm using is I'm using the path rather than the single at the moment because there's so much to do. So you just drag out with the path and it puts in reasonably sized arrows, puts in multiple arrows, reasonably sized. So let's see what this looks like now. So this section stays still. If I want to, I could go and put some arrows in here, and I think I will. I'm just going to put a single arrow in here and curl it around. And let's play that. I think the curling around maybe wasn't the best of ideas. Now what we can do, we can also add text. So just type in text. Am I dreaming? We can change the color. We've got basic text editing properties. We can change the spacing. We can space it out. We can change the opacity. We can change the font, and we can change sort of the strength of it. So let's go for a nice red. We can give it a layer name as well, and we can show the layers we have. So I'm not going to worry too much. I'm not going to add loads and loads of text. We can add effects. So effects are quite good. And it might be we just want to improve on this. We don't know what it needs, but we know it needs something else to make it stand out. So I can put, they're effectively overlays, so I can put an overlay on. So I can mask it. I'm going to just fit it. So I've effectively put a light leak in. So I'm going to play that. So you can see here we've got a light leak. And I think that sells it. That just makes it so much more realistic. And also it hides the little imperfections that you've made as well. We can add shapes. I don't know why you would want to add a shape, but you might want to just add something for the corner to make it look a little bit more professional. So something like that might be quite useful. And just something like that. Maybe I will put it in a nice red color to match the text. We can change the size of the output, so I can output at 4K, 1080 or 720p in different orientations, but really it's time to publish it. So we can save it and save it as a project so we can come back to it, but I'm just going to go and publish it. So we can publish it as a GIF or an MP4, and we can have it loop X number of times. I'm going to have it loop 3 times, and I'm going to click publish. And I'm going to call it Am I Dreaming? So the video exports, it exports quite quickly, and then we're going to have a look at it. So now we get the option to publish again, maybe as a GIF or an MP4 under a different file name, or we can open it or open the folder. So let's have a look at the video. Okay, so it's only 5 seconds, but I don't know what will happen when you put it on social media. I don't know if it will loop continuously. Probably will if you put it on Instagram. So I think this is really good. I think this is really good value. Its price may increase in the future. I don't know what will happen, but one word of caution, you're not going to do all your social posts like this, because as with anything, and I say this time and time again, if you overuse something, it becomes boring. So I think you're not going to use this all the time. It's not going to be every social media post you do or every video you do is going to have this in. It's going to be in your repertoire and you're going to use it now and again. You could also make quite good end screens for YouTube videos. That's another way you could use it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Is this something you're interested in? Do you want to know more? Do you want a tutorial on how to use it? Let me know in the comments. Thank you and goodbye.